Well, hello everyone. It's so good to see all of your lovely little names popping up in the participants group. Thank you for being here. Now, if you haven't worked it out yet, I've just started a little group chat box because that's how we're going to communicate in the Set for Life workshop. So nobody can see you, nobody can hear you, so you can just put your comfy pants on, you can fart whenever you want to, doesn't matter, just be unnatural, sister girlfriend. But we do want to talk, so if you go to the top of Zoom, you'll get a little drop down menu in there, and there's a little button that says, got 3 dots, and it says more, and you click on that, you get to chat, and there's a group chat, Zoom group chat, and type your message to everyone, because this is an audience participation workshop, okay? So I'd like you to start just by finding the group chat box and just popping in there, say hello, let me know you can hear me, because it would be a bit rubbish if I was just saying this to the cat and nobody could hear me. So chat to me, pop in the Zoom group chat that you can hear me, give me a hello, tell me where you're from. Ooh. Yay, Helen can hear me. Thank you, Helen. Hello, Sandra. Awesome. Now, meanwhile, the rest of you can just carry on trying to find the chat group, because I want to talk to you, okay? Naomi saying hello. Hello, Joro. Awesome. Right, sweet. We are off. All right, let's get going, girls. All right, so now you know where the group chat box is. That's good. We can say hello, wake up computer. Da, 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 da. Technical issues. There we go. I've got a bit of a relic of a computer. I must upgrade. So welcome. I'm so glad you're here. In the Set for Life workshop today, we are going to look at, it's a really awesome self-exploration, bit of a self-assessment. Where are you now? Okay, and we're going to do that by using Vishen Lakyami's 12 areas of balance, which we're going to get straight into, which is going to be cool. Then we're going to have a little quiz to look back on some of the diets and exercise regimes that didn't work, and look how far you've come from those days. We're going to look at some of the common fails that a lot of women experience when it comes to trying their hardest to be as healthy as possible. And I'm going to present to you what those common fails are, and we're going to do it from the feeling point of view. So, you know, most people go into a health program with similar goals: more energy, you want to feel good, you might want to lose some weight, you want to stop feeling so tired. But when things aren't happening as they should do, and you're not getting the results that you want, the easiest way to equate that is like from quite a subjective point of view as to how do you feel, which is the biggest marker, I think, anyway, of whether things are working or not. So we're going to look at it from that point of view. Then I'm going to tell you all about Set for Life, which is starting in 2 weeks' time. We've already got 5 people signed up for it, which is so exciting. I'm going to tell you all about the crazy price slash that I did yesterday on my walk in the forest. I'm going to answer any questions that you've got. It's not just questions about Set for Life, it's questions about your health now. Just fire away. And I'm giving away 2 prizes, which is so exciting. So make sure you stay to the end so you can be in with a chance to win the prizes. So I'm giving away a loaf of Primal alternative fruit toast and a packet of grain-free choc chip cookies. So as long as you're in Australia, because we can only express post to you. So 2 lucky people who are here for the live gig will win. And I'm going to answer all of your questions at the end, but do please continue to chat. Yum, says Naomi. Please do continue to chat in the group, so we can, you know, any questions that come up throughout the workshop, pop them in there and I'll nut them all out at the end. Wake up, computer. All right. To start with, I'm just going to read you an excerpt from A Real Woman's Diary from September the 2nd, 2009. I feel like a ticking time bomb. I feel very tired, bloodshot eyes, completely blocked up poo-wise. I've got a bad taste in my mouth. My skin is shocking. I've got zits, blackheads, redness. It's all patchy and dry and old looking. I'm craving all the wrong foods, carbs, chocolate, bickies, chippies, ice cream. I just feel so fucked off and fed up. I should be happy. I've got the dream house. I've got the dream job. I've got the dream life content. Yet I just feel so anxious in the mornings getting breakfast ready. I feel so overwhelmed, but also so aware of the minimal tasks that I'm doing, like washing, cleaning. It's not that stressful. I don't want to do anything with my son, and I feel guilty about that. I feel like I'm moving through the motions and not tasting life. I feel like I go in cycles of good and bad. It's like it builds up till I break down again, and then I'm calm for that brief period. I've tried tapping, I've tried bush remedies, but I just feel so anxious, like I've had 10 espressos. I feel like I'm doing too much, but I just can't sleep in the day. I don't I'm enjoying the things that I'm doing. It's not like they're chores, but I just don't know. I just feel so fucked off. Please let me feel peace in my tummy. Please let me be able to poo and to rest and to kick back and be happy instead of just running around from one job to the next, trying to push these feelings deep down and away, hidden from cognition. Sometimes I just wonder if I'm finding problems, just trying to find problems to fix. Full on. Can you relate to any of that? If you can, just let me know in the chat box. Just say yes or no. All right, let's get, yes, I thought so. Everyone can relate to some part at some stage, right? So let's get a pen and piece of paper. Sounds like you found my diary. Yes, yeah, word. I'll tell you who, that's actually from a real person's diary, and I will tell you who at the end. So no more secrets. All right, so grab a pen and a piece of paper if you haven't already. We're going to go through 12 areas of balance. What I want you to do is just write down, like say if I'm going to say environment, write down environment, and then I want you to give yourself, rate yourself from a 1, which is very weak, like 0 is like really bad, to 10, which is extraordinary for each category, right? And what I want you to do is use the first impulse that you feel within 1 to 3 seconds of me saying the statement about the area of your life, because that will be correct, all right? So I want you to trust that. Don't overthink it. Don't think, oh, I shouldn't have my mark that high or that low, all right? Promise. You just trust that first number that comes into your head within 1 to 3 seconds of me reading the statement about that area of balance. Now, the whole part of the 12 areas of balance, and it's like I said before, it's something that Vishen Lakyami has put together, because I really believe that when it comes to health, we need to think holistically and strive for balance in all levels. So, for example, there's no point having great wealth but dismal relationships. And there's no point having an amazing body but to be in a pile of debt, or to have absolutely bang on amazing food but hate your job. So the purpose of the 12 areas of balance is it's just a simple test that's going to identify the areas of your life that need an upgrade or need more practice in, basically. Okay. Can you write the name of that person? I'm not sure what it is when you say it. Vishen Lakyami. Yes, I will. He's the one who wrote the 6-phase meditation, which I love. Right, are we ready, girls? Pens poised. Like bingo. Come on, computer. All right, you want me to use the mouse, do you? I can do that. Okay. Love relationship. Whether you are married or single and loving it, how do you rate yourself in this area? So remember, 0 is tragic, 10 is extraordinary. Friendships. This is your support network. Do you have 5 friends who have your back and that you love to be around? Just remember the first number that comes to you within the first 3 seconds. Don't overthink it. Adventures, travel. Are you open to new experiences that excite you? 0 is tragic, 10 is extraordinary. Environment. What is the quality of your daily environment? So, and it's quality in terms of what you think is quality, all right? Doesn't mean are you living at the Ritz. So this includes your home, your car, your office, and even the kinds of hotels or places that you stay in when you're away from home. What do you give yourself there? Health. Given your age and physical conditions, how do you rate your health? Intellectual life. How fast are you growing and learning? How many books do you read? Do you listen to podcasts, attend seminars or courses like this? Education doesn't need to stop just when you graduate college. And education doesn't necessarily mean a course. So it can be things that you're picking up even on social media that are, improving certain areas that you choose to grow and learn in. So remember, 0 is tragic, 10 is extraordinary. Skills. How fast are you improving the skills you have to make you unique and to help you build a successful career? Are you achieving mastery or are you stagnating? Now, if you're a stay-at-home mum, this is looking at skills to improve your motherhood skills. So it could be, perhaps you're working on skills to improve your patience. Perhaps you're learning new skills that you can pass on to your children. So let's not think about this in terms of, working in a corporate environment. Spiritual life. How much time do you devote to your spiritual, contemplative, yeah, or meditative practices so that you keep feeling connected, balanced, and peaceful? Career. Are you growing, climbing the inverted commas ladder and excelling, or are you stuck in a rut? If you have a business, is it thriving or stagnating? And is your career aligned with your passions or your values? 0 to 10. You got the hang of this now. Nearly there. 3 more to go. Creative life. Do you paint, write, bake, garden, play an instrument, or engage in any other activity that helps you channel your creative energy? Now, be mindful that we are all creators. So my creating this workshop, this is how I express my creativity, but I'm shit at playing instruments, right? So make it relative to your life. Where do you create? Do you have a channel for your creative energy? It could be anything. It could be baking in the kitchen, gardening. Family life. Do you love coming home to your family? If you're single or without kids, define this as your relationship with your parents and siblings. And finally, community life. Are you giving, contributing, and playing a definite role in your community? Do you do volunteer work, or do you contribute to social causes? And this doesn't mean you have to go and join the Red Cross and save people in Africa. It means, how are you contributing in your community? It could be anything, from having a veggie patch and sharing some of your lettuce with people in the community. It could be running a local yoga class, or it could be some kind of service that you give to the community, helping out some way. All right. So now you've got a list of categories and you've got some numbers. in them. And I want you to examine your scores. Which areas are your bottom 3? So I'll just give you a moment to have a quick look. Just put circles around the numbers which are the bottom 3. So these are the areas which you need to focus on growing first. Then let's have a look at your top 3. So just put a little asterisk next to the numbers that are the highest numbers. And if you've got some, say if you give a couple of things 8 and they've got a tie or a draw, you can star them both. That's okay. So these are the top areas that you're really doing well in life. So I want you just to take a moment to celebrate and honor yourself for really nailing it and kicking ass in these areas of your life. So you're now seeing some areas which you want to improve. Good, because you've now got a clear baseline to work from. So just that simple little insight can just really put a lot of things in perspective. And if you want to, I invite you to share your top 3 areas in the group, in the chat group, because that will give us all a chance to celebrate and honor you. So don't be shy. In the chat box, put it in there. I want to know. Nobody else will see. Don't worry, the people who watch the replay don't get to see the chat box. So that's good, isn't it? Oh, someone's posted. Let me see. Ah, perfect. Hello, Claire. Hello, Helen. That's good. Nice. Interesting, isn't it? How everyone's different. Tanya. Perfect. Wonderful. Joe. Awesome. Awesome. Good to know. Go you. Look at those awesome areas and look how everyone's so different. It's so incredible how we're all so unique. Go, Janine. She's an adventurous one. That Janine. She loves some travel. All right. We're going for a quiz. All right. So a little bit of a fast round, this one. Not so contemplative. I can't say that word today, can I? All right. So which one of these have you tried before? Just nod along at home. Have you tried any of these lovely diets? Low fat, high carbohydrate, light and easy, Weight Watchers, the cabbage soup diet, the CSIRO diet, Slim Fast, or any other shakes or meal replacements, or calorie counting? What about some of these weight loss, inverted commas, methods? Eat 6 meals a day to boost your metabolism. That doesn't work, by the way. They all don't work, by the way. You've used coffee to keep you going, so it's a bit of an energy crutch. And you've used wine to help you relax, so a bit of a relaxing crutch. You've had to take anti-anxiety medication, sleeping tablets, appetite suppressants, or laxatives. And this is all without judgment, right? Because some of these things, especially anti-anxiety, sleeping tablets, laxatives, are needed at some point, right? But just not from a chronic long-term perspective. So there's no judgment. This isn't like, let's have a guilt trip of all the shit things we've done, right? This is just more of a look how far we've come to realize that things like trying to burn off the bad calories at the gym it's just all flawed advice, okay? And coming from, my fitness background, I've got a degree in leisure studies. I've always worked in the leisure industry, working as a personal trainer. Well, I haven't always worked. I then had 10 years in the corporate world as a recruiter, but my heart was in helping women with their health. And these are all the kind of things that we used to roll out in the 90s. And it's flawed advice. And I really want to go back and say to all those women that I taught aerobics to and worked out diet and exercise programs for, that I'm sorry that this was really flawed advice. And if you didn't get the results that you wanted, then it's not your fault and you're not alone. And you know what? We've really screwed up the word diet. So the word diet is actually, it's a noun, right? And when you talk about like a horse's diet or a cat's diet, you don't think about the cat being on Slim Fast, do you? No, Diet means the kind of foods that a person, animal, or community eat, right? So it's a noun, right? It's a word, like a name. But we've turned the word diet into a verb, like something that we do. And so the definition of diet as a verb is to restrict oneself to lose weight. So we see how we've kind of got it all screwed, man. Now I'm going to share a wonderful quote from somebody who's actually at this workshop. There you are, Sandra. Sandra blew me away this week with this incredible testimonial, and it just so like struck, you know, every single fiber of why I do this and why I love this. And yeah, so I'm going to share it with you. Thank you, Sandra. Hope I'm not embarrassing you. For years since I was 15, this is Sandra's words. For years since I was 15, so that's 30 years, I've struggled with weight issues, some real and some brought on by family and society expectations. This has led to a long-term battle with obesity. How is it that someone who has tried so many diets, read so many health books, and spent so many hours at the gym be morbidly obese? This has all led to a fear of food and eating in public, confusion over what is good and what isn't, and the fear of being judged for what I was eating. This is a real fear, as I've had family commenting on my food choice and hinting that maybe it's not the best choice at all, while they're eating the exact same food. Today, it struck me that in 3 short weeks, Helen has taught me how to, I didn't teach you, you did it, right? But anyway, Helen has taught me to love food and to really enjoy it. I've seen photos of the most delicious food loaded with lots of flavor and love posted by this incredible tribe. I have tools to know what to eat, and it's really easy. Plants and animals, plants and animals. I don't feel bad about butter on my Primal alternative fruit bread. Sorry, that wasn't meant to be an advert. That spoonful of full-fat cream is just fantastic. So yes, I've given up grains, and now I have a clear head. Yes! I fully punched the air when I read that. I've given up sugars, and I don't go on my sugar roller coaster anymore. Yes! I skip a lot of dairy and don't do the 100-meter dash to the toilet anymore. You beauty! These are all fantastic. Yes, they are, Sandra, you rock. But for me, the best tool I've got is that once again, food and I have become friends, and I have the power to make delicious, nourishing, awesome food choices, and the doubters and naysayers can get stuffed, or a Primal cookbook. Either way, I don't care. How good is that? So inspiring. Well done, Sandra, and thank you for sharing that with us. Now go back to yourself. Let's take a moment to consider your biggest setbacks, threats, or challenges. So just think about certain things in your life. So it could be things like your time, your work, finances, family commitments, illness, disability, disease. What is it that you perceive as a setback or a threat or a challenge when it comes to your health? And just write that down. And if you like, you can share it in the chat group. I think we all know each other quite well. What about this one? Do you ever think, I'll be happier when? And then you can just insert whatever you feel. So it might be, I'll be happier when I lose 10 kilos. I'll be happier when I get a better job. I'll be happier when the kids grow up. That's me. No, it's not. I'm joking. Keeping it lighthearted though. I'll be happier when we get a bigger house. I'll be happier when we get out of all this debt. Can anyone relate to any of those? So the key to getting set for life or life mastery, I believe, is really about creating happiness in the now and then having that vision that's pulling you forward, something exciting to keep you going for the future. Now, I heard Pete Evans say today that reclaiming health begins with self-love, right? And it sounds really corny and horrible, but it really is that feeling state that you create when you live a primal lifestyle, in essence. And if you go into a primal lifestyle or a primal way of eating without coming from self-love, you'll be doing it from self-loathing point of view, thinking that there's something wrong with you and that you need to deprive yourself in order to get to where you want to be, so you then can love yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? But what Pete reckons is that you need to fake it until you make it, and that you can do that by nourishing all different aspects of yourself, so your physical, mental, spiritual, emotional health, until you create that magic feeling state of default happiness and joy, because that's where you cultivate and grow the seeds of your future dreams and your future, how you want it to look. So that's why many of the old paradigms around diet and exercise have failed us. And we're just going to take a little look at why. Okay, so all of the diets we touched on before, you know, the Weight Watchers cabbage soup diet and all of that, they're all focused on two main things: restricting food and increasing movement. All right? There's nothing in there about mindset and lifestyle. So it's basically just looking at a couple of areas of life. A primal lifestyle looks at the four areas, which I think everything, you know, every part of life can come under one of these pillars. So food, movement, mindset, and lifestyle. When people typically start with primal, it's all about food. They might join the movement side of things. So they might do a bit of CrossFit, some high intensity training. There's not a lot of focus around lifestyle or mindset. So it's mainly around food. And when people have done my 21-day challenge, which is now Thrive, what we find is that the food is the thing that gets the most focus. And that's fine, because it's absolutely, really, I believe it's the quickest hack in order to change how you feel, right? Is to change what you eat. Food and mood, like, there's just so connected. But when you scroll through the pictures in Thrive, it's mostly about food. There's not that many pictures of people's walk, or them doing the workout, or them having the meditation, or spending time in nature. There's some of it, but the majority is that's where people start, okay? And that's great. That's really good. But to really get that to be set for life and really have that life mastery, here's the four pillars. This is you, right? A crumbled old ancient building. You need to have all those four pillars. That's your health on the top, right? That squares you on the top. That's life mastery. That's balance in all areas of those 12 areas that we looked at. And we're looking at that as the physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional. And in a recent podcast I did with Sally Gray, you can check that out on the Primal Alternative podcast. It's such a good episode. She talks about harnessing the nervous system and the brain. And until you can harness your nervous system and get yourself out of that fight or flight mode and into that more relaxed space, and rewire your brain into these new habits and cultivate this new pattern of thinking. So instead of going down like the negative spiral of this is too hard, life shit, you've trained your brain to cultivate thoughts of joy and gratitude, and that's kind of just how it rolls. And it takes time, but you know, your brain is like plastic. It really is. And you can rewire your brain. It's a thing called neuroplasticity, and I'm so excited about it. And you can rewire your brain through simple things that we do in a primal lifestyle. But understanding it from this deeper point of view really shows us how awesome nutrition is a great starting point. But until you can harness the brain and the nervous system, you'll fail at some point. Something will come unstuck. So we want to be cultivating a strong body and a strong mind. And like I've told you already, the mind is like the brain is plastic, right? We can rewire it simply by practicing new habits and giving the monkey mind little tasks to do. Like, think of 3 things that you're grateful for is a lot easier than going, oh, I've got all these bills to pay for, and the cat ate my homework, I feel like crap, and you know, it just goes on from there. And when you have a strong body and a strong mind, what you cultivate is resilience. And the fact is, there's always something, right? Life has got lemons, and you will always be challenged. Like, that is just inevitable. But the key here is it's how you deal with it and how quickly you move through it that matters. Okay? So it all sounds good, but how, right? Knowledge is power. You know that, but you get the traction when you take inspired action. So most diet regimes require a lot of willpower and motivation. So motivation is when you have somebody kicking your ass, and inspiration is when it comes from inside you, and that's a much more sustainable way to be, because I can kick your ass for 3 weeks, but then what's going to happen? You need to cultivate that inspiration from inside you. And willpower, well, you already know it's finite. It runs out. You've got lots of willpower on a Monday morning and not much willpower on a Friday evening. Am I right? High five. You know I'm right. And that's okay. That's okay. And remember what I was mentioning before about what Pete said about self-love. If any of this comes from, if your brain and your ego gets a whiff of deprivation, it will do everything it can to sabotage you, and you will be a sure fail. So how do we get success? We get success by working with human behavior instead of pushing against it. So you want to get sorry, I've just lost my words there. Most people know what they need to be doing, but feel confused about what to do. So then you kind of get this like paralysis by analysis. You end up procrastinating, you do nothing, which makes you feel guilty. Right? You know, I'm right, right? And it's human nature to get away with as much as possible. It's human nature to fall off the wagon, and it's not your fault, and you're not on your own. And it's okay to create an eating plan that embraces coffee, chocolate, and wine if it means you can sustain this way of life in the long term, depending on where you are at, obviously, on your health journey right now. So you're thinking, oh, I know, I get this, what you're saying, H, but I'm just busy, and I just feel like, oh, if only I had someone to tell me what to eat, or someone to show up and cook it for me, or someone to turn up and work out with me. And I wish I had someone to remind me to chill out. So how would that look if you had those things? So maybe you'd get a personal trainer, or hire a in-house chef. That'd be pretty cool. See if Pete's free. He does pretty good paleo food. Or you could hire a personal executive assistant to handle all of those annoying administration tasks that you don't want to do. Or you could get a resident yoga instructor come and live at your house. Or you could live your whole life at a retreat. How about that? Doable, maybe, sometimes. Sustainable, probably not. So we need something a bit easier than that. So let's look at some of the reasons why women fall off the wagon and why some of your best efforts to be healthy might not be working. So we're going to do this from a feeling state because, like I mentioned at the start, that subjective, how am I feeling, is a really good indicator as to whether your health attempts are working or not. And these are some of the things I hear a lot of, even though women are trying really hard to do really well in their health, but they're still feeling tired and they haven't got as much energy as they want to. So let's look at some of 4 things here that could be causing that. So one is chronic cardio. What's chronic cardio? Well, it's exercise that's done for too long, too frequently, too hard, and without enough rest in between. It basically involves taking too many deposits out of your energy stores and leaves you depleted. It also leaves you craving sugar because your body's thinking, holy crap, if she's going to do that again tomorrow, we'd better store up on some more energy, otherwise we're going to really flag. So have you like nailed the primal philosophies around food, but you're still in the 90s mindset of I need to go to the gym 5 days a week, otherwise I'm going to get fat? Because please understand that exercise is wonderful and movement is essential, but exercise is ineffective for weight loss. Okay, so like it doesn't work. You can't burn off the bad calories at the gym. Poor sleep habits. So sleep is the biggest appetite influencer, right? It's crazy, right? So people think, sleep's just for rest and repair, but sleep is basically resetting your entire hormonal system. So a lot of people can handle, they might be nailing everything, meditating, eating the right food, but just going to bed too late, or sleeping in a room that's too warm, or having a snory husband, or, they might be, have young kids and they're getting up a lot during the night. That really affects your overall health. Also, if you're on a sugar roller coaster, so you might have cut out grains. Brilliant. I know most people that work with me, they're already, they don't really have many from the very beginning of their primal journey. So you might have come into this, but you're still having too many primal carbs, or you might be eating excessive amounts of protein, which protein converts to glucose in the blood when there's too much of it. Once you've done your muscle repair and you rebuild, there's too much of it, it turns into glucose. Okay, so it's good to be mindful of how many carbohydrates and how much protein you're consuming. Also, if your lifestyle, if you've got that lack of resilience, you can just feel completely drained. Everything can feel like the straw that's on the camel's back. So really important to look at those different aspects as well. You're feeling overwhelmed. Well, what can impact this? The key one for feeling overwhelmed is you don't have any structure to your life and to your days. So we're going to talk about this a little bit more in a couple of slides, but we'll just stick with that for now. You have no healthy boundaries. So you find it difficult to say no. People just drop around to your house. You just invite them in, even though you're already in the middle of something. And you just feel like, oh, for God's sake, everyone's take. And, that's a good sign, because your body's going, boundaries have been pushed. And healthy boundaries do not make you a bitch. That's a wonderful quote from Denise Duffield Thomas, very inspirational female entrepreneur. Boundaries do not make you a bitch. In fact, boundaries make you much easier to deal with, to be honest. You might be feeling overwhelmed because you don't think you're worthy of downtime. You think that meditating, napping, relaxing, doing yoga, or just sitting down with a beautiful cup of tea and watching the world go by is lazy. This is a very our work ethic that we have. I've really had to work on I'm from the northeast of England. The devil makes work for idle hands was kind of the upbringing that I had. So you have to keep busy, and if you're not busy, then you're not worthy. You're lazy. So that's old. We need to get rid of those beliefs, right? And then there's martyrdom. So we are here as humans to serve. We've all got some magic that we're here to help others with, right? And then we are being of service. But then there's martyrdom, which is when you take it so far, and those women are so guilty of this. We take it so far that we make sure that everybody else is fine at the expense of our own health. And that makes you feel overwhelmed. Another reason that women can feel overwhelmed is that they've got zero happy habits or zero disciplines. So these are things that are non-negotiable in your life that I refer to as anchors throughout the day. So yes, life's full on. Yes, your schedule's packed. What are you doing to ground yourself and to replenish and refill your cup, for want of a better expression, so that you can handle this full schedule? In the interview I did with Sally Gray, she says that absolutely we can have full schedules. We can reach for the stars and do everything we want and still feel chilled, right? That's good to know. We don't need to be in the lotus position on the top of the hill chanting Om in order to have that blissed out feeling, right? Because where's the nearest mountain? I haven't seen one around here. You don't feel sexy. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. It's one that doesn't get talked about very much, but lots of women don't feel sexy. There's me looking sexy, right? Hey, sister girlfriend, that's what I'm saying. Get your sass back, baby. Now, things that can impact how sexy you feel include over-exercising, as we mentioned before, with the chronic cardio. So that can have a depleting effect on the body and make you feel hungry, exhausted, and burn you out. in all essence, in all truth. You might not be feeling sexy because you haven't fine-tuned your macros. So I've also touched on this as well when we were talking about the sugar roller coaster. If you're having too much glucose, you'll be having too much of an insulin response, which will give you that ups and downs. And ain't nobody feeling sexy when they're hangry, right? Nah, move over. I don't feel like sexy time. I want a Tim Tam. Sleep is the biggest appetite influencer, as we've said, and you know how much more sexy you feel when you're not knackered, right? Leave me alone, I'm tired, got a headache. So you might be eating, I hope you're all laughing. You might be eating a beautiful paleo diet, but you might live in a house full of chemicals. And your body is so clever because it stores toxins in your fat cells, okay? And it doesn't want to use those fat cells for energy because that would mean releasing the toxins into your body, and then you'd become, poisoned and toxic. So looking at what is in your house is really a really key part of embracing the full primal lifestyle. And we touch on that as well in the Set for Life course. Your clever body may not want to reproduce. So obviously, most of us, we've done our reproduction, right? No thanks. We're not going back to there with the nappies anymore. Thanks very much. But your body will only want to reproduce if it's in optimal health. So if you've lost your libido, and it's the same with guys, if they lose their erection, it's a brilliant indicator that their health is suffering in some way and it's not optimized. And because of the hormones are not all, at the right levels, because it's one of our human default emotions to feel pretty horny. All right, not maybe as much as our husbands, right? But still, to want to have sex. We're going to get to your questions at the end, so we're nearly there. I'll wrap this up within the hour, I promise. So the final thing that makes women feel like they've fallen off the wagon is they feel like they should exercise. I've changed that for move because I hate the word exercise, right? And the things that they say to themselves is, oh, I just don't have the time to exercise. But they feel like it equates to weight loss. So they might go down to the gym, but it's for the wrong reasons. They're trying to burn off the calories as opposed to shifting their energy, moving their body, expressing themselves, feeling joyful for the fact that you've got this fully functioning body that you can dance around with. And then they set unrealistic goals, which is like, I see it all the time. So people will say, I used to love swimming. I love swimming. And I'll say, well, why don't you go swimming? Well, if that's what you love to do, go for a swim. And say, okay, well, and they say, Helen, I went for a swim. It was brilliant. I only managed 20 minutes though, but I'm going to start going 5 mornings a week at 3:30 a.m. and I'm going to go for 60 minutes. And it's like, you're going into the chronic, first of all, you're going into the chronic cardio pattern, right? And then realistically, that is not realistic. And then they feel guilty that they've failed their massive goals that they set for themselves. So you've all heard of a vicious circle, right? And it goes like this. So you've felt great all week. You've stuck to the primal food. You cracked out a couple of meditations, done some PEMs, went for a walk, played with your kids. You're feeling great. And then on Friday, you thought, what the hell? And you had that one glass of wine too many. And then you went and had some ice cream. And then the next day you thought, oh, well, I've fallen off the wagon. So just give me regular toast. And I might as well have some Cadbury's as well. And I can't be asked going for a walk today. And then it goes down and down and down until you're feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, effed off, not sexy, right? Well, it happens exactly the same in the virtuous circle, which is the opposite of a vicious circle. So you have your happy habits. So these could be the things that we've practiced. If you've done Thrive already, happy habits involve things like saying a positive affirmation every day, sitting down to eat food with your family, connecting with people that you love, spending time in nature, meditating, moving your body, eating nourishing food, going to bed at a good time, all these happy habits, right? That leads to positive mental health, right? Which leads to a positive physical health, because we know that the gut and the brain are completely connected and everything has got a flow-on effect. And when you're feeling good, you get more motivated. Maybe I should have written inspired there. And then that takes you to do more of the same positive behavior, which you keep going in this great loop. And as you go around the loop, you just really tweak and refine and really start to feel awesome. And going back to what Pete said about self-love and faking it till you make it, right? Your happy habits, like getting out in nature, for example, going for a swim at the beach, right? Let's say nobody ever comes away from that experience going, oh, that was a waste of time, do they? You always feel incredible from that. And even just that one thing, even if you're feeling crap, if you take yourself off to the beach for some grounding and a swim, you will inevitably feel better. And that's how you fake it till you make it. You inspire yourself to stick with your happy habits because it has this wonderful knock-on effect. So let's talk about Set for Life, and then we'll get to your questions and the prize. So let's talk about what you get. So first of all, you get a workbook. So as soon as you sign up, you get a link to a workbook, which is quite a large document. It looks at where you're at now. You'll set your goals from there and an intention for the 6-week program. You get a daily email, so straight to your inbox. You don't have to log on to Facebook. And it has got your meals for the week, your workout, or your movement, whatever we're doing that day. Disciplines are all in there. That's 126 meals that you don't have to think of. And you get a shopping list in an email called The Week Ahead, which tells you what you're going to get. If you want to look at the week ahead's menu, it's all in the Facebook group. So you can plan, you can swap things around if there's things in there that you don't really want. It's too easy. So the menus are all tried and tested, family-friendly menus with some sweet options for sweet treats and takeaway vibe nights as well. Then we have a weekly short video workshop. So nothing like this. This is mammoth, right? So if you're chomping through this, you'll be sweet in the weekly workshop videos and Set for Life. I think the longest one's like 20 minutes. And what they are doing is they're doing the inner work. So more of this self-examination, self-exploration, and doing that inner work that needs to happen in order to get sustained behavior change and to upgrade your beliefs and really find out, who are you? Like, what do you actually believe in? What are your values? What do you actually want your life to look like? Like, most of us go through life on autopilot, never having asked ourselves these really important questions. And it's a lot easier to create the life you want when you know how you want it to look. And we'll do that in these workshops quite effortlessly and pain-free. You also get a Facebook group where I will be hanging out, answering every single, you know what I'm like, I have to answer every single post. I can't leave anyone hanging. And you'll also have other amazing sisters who are doing this and going through the same exploration as yourself. And there will be 2 group coaching sessions which will take place on Zoom. So that's cool that you've already downloaded Zoom, but it will actually happen where we'll see each other's faces, and everybody will get to have a chat about how things are going for them and to ask me any questions that they've got. So the workshops that we do, the first one is planning, and we start off by time mapping your day. So there's a thing called Parkinson's law. You might have heard me talk about it before, but basically what Parkinson's law is, it says that work spreads to fill the time that's allowed. So if you think, oh, I've got the whole day off, all I've got to do is clean the bathroom and put the washing away, well, it'll take you all day and you probably won't even get it done. But if you say, right, I've got an appointment at 10 o'clock, I've got to get this done before then, you'll get it done. And there's that old saying, isn't there? If you want to get something done, ask a busy person. So we'll be looking at Parkinson's law and how you can use that. And how, when you create nourishing, doable and sustainable schedule, it actually gives you more time. It's incredible. Like, the busier that I've got in my life, the more meditation and yoga and time in nature I've put in there, which is crazy, right? And I have more time. Like, it's almost like you just bend time. It's amazing. And you get out of this like headless Chuck mindset where you're like running around crazy, stressed, grumpy, shouting, to actually being really focused and really productive and effective. And scheduling, like I resisted it for ages. Like, oh my God, I don't want to schedule my life, man. I want spontaneity. I want to be creative, man. But actually, when you have a schedule, it allows for more spontaneity and more creativity, because you don't have to use all of that mental load in the day thinking, oh shit, when am I going to get time to work out? When am I going to get time to cook dinner? When am I going to get time to do that awkward, phone call that I've got to do? It's already scheduled out. You already have a pattern in your day, so you know those things are going to get done. The second workshop that we do is permission. And in the permission workshop, you declare to the group that you are going to give yourself permission to look after yourself and to do these things. And that one statement alone is like, it's freaking powerful when everybody starts declaring that. Projection, we're going to look at how you want your life to look. And this is a lot deeper than just, I want to lose some weight. We get your goals from the initial workbook that you do at the very start of Set for Life. And we create a vision board. We set goals and intentions, because what we're doing is creating that vision that's pulling you forward, but creating a happiness in the now. I want you to think, how would a well-nourished, disciplined version of you look? In week 4, we look at power. So what can you do to give yourself power? And what takes away from your power? So things that can add to your power include good food, movement, fasting, sunshine, nature, reprogramming your genes, resetting your brain, just a couple of easy things, which they actually are. Chill your brain out, put yourself first, feel in more control of your emotions. Positivity. What can you do to get you more high vibing? Because like I said at the beginning, it's that energy that you create in the now that brings that vision of your future to you. So that's what we want to be generating, that high vibe feeling, because that is magnetic. You are magnetic, and you will bring that into your life. And we do that through certain tools and new tricks like discernment. So that's like thinking about how you handle things, thinking about the things that you expose yourself to. Like, do you really need to watch the news? Is it a list of disasters? Could you expose yourself to something more uplifting and positive? And remember, like I said, training the mind is just like training a muscle. It's just practice. I always keep saying it's just practice. One of my favorite things for creating positivity is to delete, delegate, and automate. We'll look at that in your life so we can streamline things. We look at low tox living, how we can get rid of those chemicals. We look at some cool tools like EFT and the power of community. And the law of correspondence is a thing. Basically, it's a law of the universe. And what it means is, as within, so without. So if inside you're feeling calm, centered, peaceful, blissful, everything's good, that's how your reality will be. But if you're running around like a headless chook, that's how your life will look too. You are in control. You create it, which is kind of like a bit of a sting and a bit of a slap, but also really exciting. Then finally, in week 6, we look at passion. What's your big dream? Or what's your version of success? What is a resilient version of you capable of? What else is possible? And the ultimate goal of Set for Life is to unlock your secrets that you have inside of you so that you can create healthy, sustainable behavior change, making you set for life. Life mastery is all yours. So who is this course for? Well, this is for the woman that's overthinking about what's for dinner. Oh, sign me up. For the woman who's feeling lost in a sea of information, you can really let go of all of that other stuff, seriously, and just focus on this and trust that this will give you a wonderful, full, wholesome approach to different aspects of your health. Is this for the woman who's got decision fatigue, like I can't decide what to do? It's for the woman who could do with some extra support and guidance and a bit of a helping hand from her sisters. It's for the woman who has trouble putting herself first, or who never seems to get to the bottom of the to-do list. It's for the woman who wants to practice positive habits and make them the new norm, the non-negotiable. And it's for the woman who has the information and is ready to take action. So you do all of the work in Set for Life, Okay, and all of this is absolutely achievable on your own. Like, seriously, you don't need to pay me money to do a course to do it, right? The goal of Set for Life is to fast track you to this awesomeness. Okay, so to get you from A to B in a quicker time than you could have done it yourself. And as you know, working in a group with other women who are doing the same thing as you, it's a real life thing. It's a catalyst effect. So it moves you through the experience in a faster time. So yes, you could read a self-help book and plod along, or you could come on an intensive 6-week course and really get some shifts happening. So you'll be feeling more in control, you'll have more resilience, you'll feel more free, clearer, happy, and have more energy. How good is that? Right, who is it not for? It's not for everyone, right? It's not for everyone, and that's okay. Oops. This is not for people who are looking for a quick fix or a magic pill. I'll quite happily tell you that this is work. There'll be new tools that you'll be picking up, but you'll need to keep doing it for the rest of your life, right? It's not just 6 weeks, pop out, magic, and then back to normal, whatever normal was. This is about learning new skills and carrying on this journey after Set for Life. It's not for people who are looking for more information but don't have that inner readiness. Like, you need to have that inner readiness to try new things. Okay, and it's not for people who want to punish themselves with exercise and food and who deep down like being stuck in negativity. Look at that big. So here's a couple of testimonials, nearly at the end, nearly prize time. Hang around. So this is a testimonial from my wonderful coach. Well, she's just a friend now, but she was my coach and she did quite a lot of this training with me, which was great. And she's done my course too, and she loves it. She says, you've put so much into it and you've thought of everything so that I don't have to. I can follow the plan and get on with all the other things I want to do. That's good, because she's doing some cool things in the world. Renee says, Set for Life is honestly changing my mindset so much, just loving it. And that's what you want, right? I always think that it's 10% strategy, 90% mindset. So you can say, I want to do this, but if your mind's not in the right place, then it's not going to happen. Nat says, time has slowed down. Time goes on forever. I can see clearer. Life is not as manic. That's good. I'm yelling at the kids less. That's good too. And I'm finding it easier to say no. Kaz says, I've come to realize that I am, sorry, I missed out the I, that I am happy, stressing less and enjoying life, which is a huge bonus. Yes, it is, because if not now, then when? I'm dealing with things a lot calmer, and she loves the planning. I love the planning too. Seriously, it's the best thing ever. So, sister girlfriend, if you are ready to feel satisfied with delicious food, get rid of sugar cravings, ditch some weight, find an exercise program that you can actually stick to, get some systems in your life to reduce overwhelm, stop feeling so tired, get out of autopilot and into thriving mode, do that thing that you didn't think was possible, or you want to lock in your good work, seal in your good work so far and take it to the next level, keep your accountability and maintain your momentum, and build foundations for a doable and sustainable rest of your goddamn life, then I invite you to get with the program. So yesterday, I went for a walk in the bush and I slashed the price of Set for Life from $688 down to $440, because look, the reality is I want to make this doable for you, and I want lots of people to do it because of what I mentioned before about the catalyst effect of women coming together, right? And I didn't want to make this a I can only do this if I've got this much money thing, right? But I also really believe that you need to have some skin to be in, right? You need to like pay to play. Otherwise, what I've found in the past is if I give people free tickets to Thrive or Set for Life, they don't do it because they don't see the value in it, because they haven't paid anything. It's a really important psychological thing. So I really think that everybody coming into Set for Life needs to pay something, because that motivates them to take action, right? But it turned out that the really high price, like nobody said to me, you're not worth that price, which was good. Thanks, girls. But what they said was, if I pay $688 for a course and don't watch every single video and read every single email and do every single thing on there, then I'll feel like I've failed. And I was like, wow, that is such an incredible insight, isn't it? So the full price is $440, but there's an early bird, which is $220, right? That's how much it costs for a one session one-on-one with me, right? But you get the 6-week course with all of the other bonuses, which I've already talked about. So the early birds, the coupon code is INSPIRE. So write that down, INSPIRE. And that coupon code ends on Sunday, the 4th of March at midnight, okay? So if you get to Monday and you go, oh, sorry, H, then tough, right? Because that's the whole point of the early bird. You need to sign up before Sunday, this Sunday. All right, then the price goes up to $440. So definitely get that special offer. There's also a 6-week payment plan. So whether it's for the $440 or the $220, you can opt for the payment plan and pay it off. I think it's like $33 a week or something on the $220 and something like $74 or something for the full price, okay? Then we've got a couple of weeks to wait before the live round starts on Monday, the 12th of March. Or if you want to start right now, you can DIY Set for Life and just start right now. So to sign up, you go to primalalternative.com, or you could just put in your browser Primal Alternative Set for Life, and it'll take you to the page for Set for Life, and there'll be options in there. Let's Do It Together is the one that you want to sign if you want to do the live round. You can click the payment plan in there as well. Also on the home page, if you just go to primalalternative.com, there's a link. There's like 3 buttons. One says Find a Stockist, one says Become a Primalista, and one says Health Coaching. You just click on that, it'll take you straight through to that page as well. I'll be sending a replay of this workshop around in an email today, and there'll be a little button that you can press on there to take you straight through to sign up as well. So it couldn't be easier. All right, who has got questions? We're going to have some questions before we find out the winner. And my little mouse is not happy today. I'm just trying to find out how I can go back to the chat box. I can't access it now, which is a bit annoying, isn't it? Oh, thank you for that. I just wish my mouse would click on you. Oh, clicky, clicky. There we are. Right. Ooh, 13 things in the chat box. Let's go. Yay, Mooney, can't wait. No questions to me. Can't wait to start on Monday. Yes, I know. Awesome. Naomi, yes, very exciting. Any questions? You can ask me anything about your health. Snowy husband's hilarious. Mean girl influences in our house, emotional stresses. I'll be happier when I slowed down and plan to make time for me. Yes, wow, incredible. Any questions? Final call for any questions. If you're like, nah, just tell us who's won the prize. We want to go and have some lunch. All right, using the power of randomness, I'm going to now choose 2 people. Oh, there's a question. You've covered it well. Thanks, Joe. That means that's why there's no questions, right? Because I just covered it all. Any question that you had, I already answered it in my amazing workshop. All right, so using the power of randomness, I'm just going to select 2 names of the participants that are here at the Set for Life workshop. I'm so grateful that you turned up for the live event. Seriously, I know time's busy, life's busy, and so to carve an hour out of your day is great. I really acknowledge you for doing that, because the things that you've uncovered today are going to be so powerful to help you moving forward on your life journey, as we all are. It's a constant journey of experience, growth, and contribution. Okay, here we go. The first winner of the prize of some fruit toast from the Primal Alternative range, of which I'm the founder of, the grain-free food range. We make grain-free easy, is Anna. Anna's iPhone. Hello, Anna. You can please send me your address, you can either pop that in the chat box here, or you can send me an email, info@primalalternative.com, or a messenger on Facebook. Either or is fine. And the next winner is, I'm literally going and sticking my finger on somebody's name, is Tanya's iPhone 6S. Who's that? Tanya's iPhone 6S is the winner of the other one. Congratulations, Anna and Tanya. Please let me know your address. Otherwise, I won't be able to send you a prize, which will be a bit sad because you won. Woohoo, says Anna. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yay, see you in Set for Life. Yay! Can't wait to see. My goal is to get 20 women in there because I think that's such an awesome number. We've got 5 and we've still got 2 weeks to go. So, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you about my affiliate program as well. I'm just going to say, tell your friends, because if you sign up, if you go to primalalternative.com/affiliate, you can sign in to be an affiliate of Primal Alternative and get 10% of any of the sales. So if you get like an affiliate link, and then you can download the Set for Life promo video, share that on your social media, and then your friends sign up through your link and you get paid $22. Or if they miss the early bird, you get paid $44, which goes a long way to paying for your own Set for Life. And you are inspiring other women to take this incredible health journey as well. You know, like, I'm really about getting out there through a network and through collaborating with other women. So get on board. I'd love to pay you to help me introduce me to your friends. So check it out. All right, everyone. I cannot wait to get started on Set for Life. Really going to be so cool. You're going to love it. It's a much more slower pace than Thrive. Thrive's like super intense video every day, live Q&As every week. This is a much more reflective, insightful, really nice, magical time. So everyone's offering their congratulations to Anna and Tanya. Oh, it's Tanya Karsnick that has won. Oh, cool. But you're going to have lots of Primal Alternative products at your house, aren't you? Awesome. Oh, now I was thinking I had 2 Tanyas, eh? Awesome. All right, my gorgeous people, have an incredible weekend. Thank you again for being here. Tell your friends. Don't forget to sign up before Sunday if you want to join us. Get the good price. And I will love you and leave you and say bye for now. Have an absolutely awesome weekend.